Hello guys, welcome to our first ever speed build in The Sims 4. I'm Lux, and today we're going to build a container home in The Sims 4 Eco Lifestyle. So I've already built one of those container homes before. It was a little bit of a bigger one. You see it sometimes in the background in this video. It's on my gallery as well. My gallery will be down below in the description. I decided to go with a really modern type build, of course, since container homes are really modern and are really in trend right now. I decided I wanted to have a space where they could have their maker space, kind of like a construction building / home, and I wanted to have a fun aspect to it. So I decided to build a big square, I think it's 3 containers, 6 if you count them all, stacked on each other, and there they have their kind of maker space. On the second floor they will get a loft. So you see me now building the outside structure of the build. I'm of course a little bit of experimenting with how things work to see if playtesting works. Since I choose the white type of container, I decided I wanted to have a little bit of color at some point, so I decided to connect the house with a normal wall and a container. So the fun thing about these container homes in my opinion is of course that they are very squarey. They're all kind of need to be the same size, and they have this door indicating, and if you place that door in front of the container, it's like a container door. Replacing this with the door is 3, so it kind of already indicates that your container needs to be 3 big to have it match the containers around. So I decided to go with really big new windows. I really like all the new windows in New Black. They're all really good. But I think some are a little bit too much for some builds. I really like the Equilibrium pack. I have not really a lot to complain about, but there's a lot of glitches and bugs in my opinion in the gameplay itself. But building aspects are really good. I think if you're a builder and you only kind of buy packs for builds, I would definitely recommend this one because it just adds so much difference to the game. Because container homes are something completely new to the game. Of course, you can also build container homes without the Equilibrium pack, but I think it's kind of more fun to build them in this world because this world is kind of meant to have these container homes. So yeah, you can see that I built a container home loose from the construction zone area because I wanted to have the separation between the living and the crafting zone. Because in Equilibrium you have just the crafting items. At first I was kind of in the mood to terraform, but since you're actually just on a plot that's all on the concrete, terraforming is really hard. So you will see in a few seconds that I actually try to place the pool on a specific area, but you see me fail miserably a few times. And then I just decided to do it all over and just make it look more industrial altogether. In a few seconds I will probably start decorating it a little bit more. There's a lot of experimenting going on. All these other builds that start experimenting like crazy to see if things fit. And sometimes they do and sometimes they're just a little bit more hard, you know? So you see that I opened the crafting area up because I really like to have it look like this. And I kind of wanted to be this outside area, which I really like, personally. So let's see, yeah, just adding the pillars. Adding pillars to your build on the sides of walls and stuff just adds a lot more depth to your build. It just gives your build a more natural feeling to it. because sometimes wallpapers just don't have a nice etching on the side or something, and then it just doesn't look that good, in my opinion. So yeah, I always forget when I build. I always forget to place the mailboxes. This time I placed it pretty early, just to find out that I will not forget it. So I was building the notes, and I was like, oh, but it's gonna be one story, and I was like, wait, I kind of want a bedroom up there. And later on, you see me struggle because I forgot that I actually opened the entire construction area. I opened it up, so it's actually outside. So if I would place bedrooms there, it would be outside. So I changed that up with the doors in it on the bottom, and later on I will change it again because I really like the open area. So after a lot of experimenting and stuff, I'll finally start adding some terrain decorations. The big part of the eco living pack are all the eco objects, like the solar panels and the windmills, I think. Yeah. And I just added some trees and some greenery around so it didn't look that plain. So you see me add a lot of solar panels. These reduce your bills and they also help you clean up the neighborhood. So the neighborhood actually starts really polluted. I use cheats in my building world, so it was already clean. So I had a clean slate to build on because I like the modern and finished look of the city the most. Because the pollution just makes it hard to build, I guess. So yeah, this is my building save file. I always build in this save file because I used to play modded sims, and for some reason when I upload modded, if I put my mods off and I build in my modded world, or when I keep my mods on, I don't have build item mods. They upload it to the gallery as like a modded item, which doesn't really make sense since there's no mods in the entire build. I think that it kind of does make sense because I think the game is just like, oh, you have mods in your game, I'll just put the thingy on it so people need to have mods if they want to download this. And this also is like a box you need to mark if you want to find it. So it's kind of annoying for builders, but I guess if you're truly a builder, you don't really need mods to like have cars or better looking things. Yeah, just experimenting, putting letters in the pools, of course. Later on, I will start doing the interior. The interior is all off the grid stuff, I think. At this point, I'm still considering if I want to do it off the grid. And I kind of am deciding if I will just it in like that. So, since this patch, she also added like furnaces to the off the grid. Some furnaces, not all of them. They have like the ability to work as an off the grid item, which I'm pretty excited about. So yeah, we will start with decorating, and if you type in the search bar off the grid, you don't even need to put blending or decoration items at the back of it, because you will just see everything that's off the grid. So you see me place lights right now in the bedroom, and later on I remember that I tried to build off the grid once and I just placed lights all over. And then I remember that the light got shut off because there's no electricity in an off the grid well. So yeah, there is a specific kind of fridge that you can add ice to, so it's kind of off the grid. You also have this stove, which is off the grid. You also have a specific type of sinks that are off the grid. So that's why I was not able to put the sink in one of the kitchen cabinets. So yeah, now you see that I actually changed to candles. Candles are able to be used. There's a candle making station in the new pack, so you can even make your own light sources, which is pretty cool in my opinion. Yeah, I started adding the living room on this side, and I was like, don't really like it that much, so I swapped it over to this side. With the remove objects, I was able to place a fireplace in the middle of the windows, which is pretty good. If I couldn't place in the middle, we wouldn't have had a fireplace. So it's a lot of experimenting with lighting. This is also the first time for me to build off the grid. And I don't know if I will do it again, because it's not my cup of tea. I'm normally building big mansions in The Sims. So since this world doesn't really have the big scale lots, except the community lots, which are like the garden area for the neighborhood and the makerspace and market space, I think. So yeah, I opened the building part again. So because I really liked it open, and for some reason these cans wouldn't snap to the shelf, so I need to build them myself. And I also forgot to place a ladder, so you quickly have. Ladders are an invention, I swear. Yeah, I guess this is kind of almost it. You see me just furnish the rest of the lot. Place some wallpaper, place some flooring, place some other stuff. And later on you'll see that I start furnishing the makerspace as well. And after that you just get a final look of the house. This house is of course also in the gallery. It's completely off the grid, so you can live your pro lifestyle back dream, if I might say it like that. And it's completely usable. I play tested it, and I hope you guys like it. And until next time.